whether the prisoners have systems in place to address their problem. Very correct. We have in all the prisons what we call human rights committee, managed by prisoners themselves. Likewise, also we have staff human rights committee by the staff themselves. But some of the issues which they have raised, they have handled, may not be able to. So they bring the report to us, and we see if an offense or a disciplinary offense has been committed, we don't allow it to go. But there are very many issues which are addressed by the prisoners themselves through the different human rights committee, and they are very active, just like also the staff. And there was an issue raised that concern raised an incident which happened in the Uganda government prison, Masindi, Maine. Very correct. A prisoner lost his life. Very unfortunate. But it was not negligence on the part of Uganda Prison Service team. Why? These two prisoners, the doctor is here, is just behind me here. These prisoners, the two prisoners, were in isolation cells because they were suffering from TB, right? And people were asking, but why should you put people? Yeah, but you see, you cannot have a staff inside this room when the prisoner who is also suffering from TB is in this room. And the system of prisons, the key and the lock, it's not just anybody can access it, and especially at night. It's a procedure to access, you would have asked, but why did you not break the door? We cannot break the door of the prison. We must go through the system. So these two prisoners were in isolation, TB isolation. The doctor is here, will bear with us. It is TB, somebody who is active. Call it what? Active TB. They cannot be with the rest of the prisoners. Otherwise, you are going to blow away the whole place because of the congestion. So it was an unfortunate situation, unfortunate incident, but that's what happened. It's not that we were negligent, but these were people who, of course, you had. Yes, one was on murder charge, the other one was what, the other one was manslaughter. We don't know what, but that's what happened. It is true. So, but as prisons, we always try as much as possible to avoid inmate-to-inmate violence. We always try our best to avoid inmate-to-inmate violence. That's why all these human rights committees there, when they have the issues, we handle them as we are superintend over the administration of the units. I don't know whether there's another issue. Health, UPF, that is Uganda Uganda Police Force, UPDF, and UPS should put in place mechanisms for proper keeping and retrieval of records. I wish to state as follows. Uganda Prison Service has a well-established record system, keeping of records, for each and every prisoner, right from the point of admission up to discharge in all its prison units. The service uses 47 prison books and 137 prison forms. I repeat, 135 prison forms and 47 prison books. Some of the most common prison forms and books used at stations include the monthly return of statistics. We call it Prison Form 1. There is what we call long sentence prisoners record, Prison Form 3, where prisoners serving long sentences, all their details are recorded, including the photographs, the details pertaining to everything about that prisoner. Short-term sentence prisoners records, Prison Form 4. Daily issues of rations, that is food given to prisoners every day, is recorded. That is Prison Form 112. Daily sick report. For all the prisoners who get sick, the medical staff at every station must fill that. That is prison form 34. Medical certificate of death of a prisoner. Unfortunately, if he passes or she passes on, there is prison form 21, where all the details are documented. Notification of prisoner's death, prison form 22. This goes to the chief administrative officer, the relatives of the prisoners, all the structures of government at the district where these prisoners come from. And of course, if it's at a station, the Commissioner General must know. So that is the notification of death of a prisoner. Medical officer's day book, prison form 213. Visiting justice book. Well, you know, Chairman, that we have the visiting justices who are supposed to visit prisons. And we have those books where we record, and they record whatever observations they have made. And it is very important because these are eminent people appointed to oversee and monitor conditions in the prison. We have prisoners' death register, prison book 204, staff punishment book, prison book 233. Mr. Chairman and honorable members, you see, for us, we have established procedures within the prison's rules and regulations. Staff who commit disciplinary offenses, not criminal, but disciplinary offenses, we run them through disciplinary proceedings, which is like a court, and laid down clearly, administered by Justice of Peace, and all officers from the rank of Assistant Superintendent of Prisons take oath as Justice of Peace before the Chief Justice of Uganda. So we have that staff punishment book when you go through a disciplinary proceeding, they're all recorded. Labor master, that is for the prisoner remand. And these are always in the ambit of the court. And it is our duty to inform the court regularly, every month, the people who are on remand in our custody. We have prison cell card for prisoners who might be, because of one reason or another, has been taken out from the main to go and be away. Sometimes out of, because of health conditions, we segregate. If there are no proper area of, for instance, to maintain a violent prisoner, it can become a problem. So we have that, and it must be recorded. We have admission book. This is a very important admission book, because that is the beginning of everything. When the prisoner is brought to the prison, admission book. And in that admission book, all the details, all the particulars of these prisoners are recorded. The relatives, the contact number, the offense committed, the date of admission, its conditions, because we ensure that we have up-to-date information about this person. And that admission book is called Prisoner's Book